When I first started using Scrivener, I found it very intimidating. I enjoyed using Word, but Scrivener had so many great things to offer, and I thought I'd love to learn to use it. But the more I learned about it, the harder it became for me and the more confusing. So I had to find a way to make it easy for myself. And this is what I did. I hope my tips will help you a little bit. I'm one of those people, before I start a project, I like to get all my tools out, get them organized, my pencils together, my paints, whatever I'm doing, I want them all sorted and everything organized to where I can just lay my hand on it when I need it and continue the project till it's finished. So when I open a new Scrivener, I just named this new one just for you guys. I go to the manuscript and I just start adding chapters. You can see I've added a few here, just untitled ones, but I keep adding them until I have enough to what for the project that I'm working on, whether it's a children's book, a YA book, a long novel, whatever the project. So I'll just go up here and I just keep adding new folder until I get maybe 25 or 30 chapters added. We'll pretend I have exactly what I need. Then down here at the last one, the very last chapter, I type in last chapter because this is the ending. And or you could put ending, I guess. Why do I do that? Because sometimes I know how the story ends and I want to jot that down before I forget it and before my characters change my mind. Then I go down to, speaking of characters, I go down to the characters section and I start adding character sketches. Go back up here under Documents to the green button, New from Template, Character Sketch. Well, I know I'm going to have at least a protagonist and an antagonist, but I'm sure there'll be a few other people, maybe a boss or a best friend or a neighbor, whatever. Then I go to Places, back up here to the green button again, New from Template, Setting Sketch, because they got to be somewhere, right? You can see I put 3 here. This would be my main setting, wherever the story takes place. This might be some secondary settings like the office or a school or a playground, something that's important to the story. Then I go back up here and okay, my protagonist, we'll name her Anne. Let's see, that didn't. And then I would begin to write about Anne, who she is. I'd let her talk to me and I'd begin to fill out who she is. I'd do that about all of the characters that I have in my head for this story. Then I'd go up here to the top and I'd get ready to write. Now, as a former Microsoft Word user, well, I still use it for very short things, but like writing prompts or flash fiction. But I like the look of just a clean page, so I I write everything under one scene simply for that chapter, simply because I like the way it looks. It's just a clean page. It looks like I'm writing on Microsoft Word. So that's what I do. I just go to scene, I add a scene under this one, and I just start typing. And I begin to tell my story for this first chapter. When I'm ready to go to chapter 2, I go up here and add new text, and that gives me a scene folder, and I can begin writing chapter 2. Now, later, I may go in and break these scenes up just to see how the arcs go and everything, but for the most part, I will write the entire chapter on just one piece of paper. That's how I look at it. I look at this new text page, it's what it's called, new text, as a piece of paper, and I just begin to write. I hope that helps you. I hope it simplifies it a little bit easier. And then as you get used to using the basics in Scrivener, you can maybe start playing with some of the fun things about it. Because Scrivener does have a lot of fun things. So you can open the inspector, start playing with that, but that'll be for another video. All right, I hope that helps.